Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I've got a haul update. I feel like I'm churning out haul updates a lot because I had a lot of hauls in November, December, January, and so I'm trying to slow down on the actual hauls. Please, you and I both know that's not gonna happen. But I'm trying to make sure that I really am giving you guys that follow through that I keep saying that I want to. So this is a haul update it's actually a really big haul from ULTA on December 1st of last year. So a couple months ago, I've been trying these for a few months, and I always tell you, hauls are awesome. I love watching them, but they're better when they're coupled with some kind of an update later, so I can tell you like, okay, now that I've used them, here are the deets, here are the dirty deets. So it was cool because as I pulled that video up and I was looking at the products I talked about, I'm pulling them out of my collection. I'm like, oh my gosh, like there are so many products I absolutely adore. And then there are a couple that I'm like, I really didn't like it. So I'm so excited to share these with you. Let's go ahead and get into it. First thing, you can laugh. I laughed at myself and I thought about returning it, but it's this Clarisonic drying stand. I actually love it. Like, I love it so much. And I didn't start using it until maybe a month ago. I just kept it in the box. I'm like, maybe I'll return it. Well, I finally started using my Clarisonic even more regularly. And no, it's not sponsored, nothing like that. And it just fits so perfectly, and it just sits so well in my little area in my bathroom that I have all my skincare I'm using. I love it. I love it so much. And it's the dumbest, it was like 25 bucks. I'm like, really, Jessica, do you really need? Well, I'm obsessed with it, and I am so glad I bought it. And when I saw that this was this video, I'm like, yes, I get to talk about that stupid drying stand that I actually love so much. It's just one of those things that it's so satisfying when I'm done to just go, and it fits so well, and I know it's drying, and I love it. If you're wondering what's on my lips, by the way, I get asked all the time and I always forget. I'm wearing the Dose of Colors Liquid Lip in Stone, and then I topped it with the NYX Lip Gloss in Beige, which I think they're not selling these Mega Shine lip glosses anymore. Like, I tried to link it the other day and I was like, what? I love it so much. But anyway, any kind of pinkish lip gloss would give the same look on top of it. All right, next thing that I became totally obsessed with was the Model's Own Sculpting Glow. This is like a cream bronzer, and it reminded me so much when I was first buying it of the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, where it's kind of a cream to powder, if you will. You could apply it with a sponge, and I've done that, but it works really well with my Clarisonic foundation brush. See, that's what I'm saying. This is not sponsored by them. I know it's sounding like it is, because if I were watching this video and someone mentioned Clarisonic 2 different times in the first 2 products, I'd be like, But anyway, I'm just like on a kick. I don't know. And so I use my foundation brush and I'll dip it in here and put it on like here and up there. I love it. I really, really love it. Now this is in the shade Golden Glow. I love this sleek packaging. It's really, really pretty. It's really, really cheap. So much cheaper than the Chanel one, and they really give the exact same effect on the skin. Do I think the Chanel one lasts a little bit longer on the skin? Yes. Do I think either one of them lasts that long? No, because there's still that kind of cream product that if you're touching your face, it's gonna slowly wear off. Now, you could set it with powders. I know a lot of people, and I've done this too, will put a bronzer or contour powder on top of one of these cream products. Of course, that's gonna make it last really, really long. Now, for me, I don't wear bronzer every single day, so it's not, sorry, I'm grabbing my little washcloth here. So it's not something that I feel like I have to do every single day, but I really, really like this, and I do feel like this kind of a product just looks a little bit more natural on your skin than, say, a powder, because it's not gonna catch the light in weird ways, and I don't know, I'm on a cream bronzer kick, and I never ever would have thought I would have been, because it used to intimidate me, but I really like it. But if you don't have the Clarisonic foundation brush thing, just grab a moist sponge and dip it in there and kind of pat it on, and it looks gorgeous. So that was an awesome drugstore find. Another one is the Revolution The Matte Blush, and it's in the shade Beloved. This might be too light for my skin. Like, it's almost like neon, it's so light. I don't know how else to explain that. And so the few times I've worn it, it's okay. I think I would like this formula, I just need a different shade. So again, I like the packaging, I like the rose gold, I like the price point, and I felt like it wore really well throughout the day, but I just think the shade, even though looking at it, I was like, oh, that'd be perfect for my skin tone. I just don't think it was. So if you have a shade in this line that you really like, please let me know below, because I'm interested to try another one and see how I feel about them. Okay, a dud. Okay, not a dud. a struggle. This was a Jessie struggle. These are the Pure Lashes. I don't remember in that video which ones I had bought. I think it was these two in Diva and Socialite, and I wanted Bombshell. Well, some lovely subscribers sent me this to my P.O. box, the Bombshell ones, because they had them and they were like, I'm not, you know, they're brand new. I don't think I'm going to use them. I got them in a subscription box. I'm like, that is awesome. Well, I've tried all of them. They all look crazy on me. Okay, does anyone else, like, I don't have, I guess, long eyes. And so, like with most lashes, I have to trim them. No big deal. You know, trim them, put them on. But there's something about the bands of these that they look crazy on me. Like, they look crazy on me. Now, the only ones that I felt were like, they looked decent on me were the ones in Diva, because they're a little bit, I don't know, less intense maybe. But the people that love these and wear them, and I'll see them, they look gorgeous on them. They are like it literally looks like I can't like open my eyes, like it's so heavy. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that Muppet. Who's the Muppet? I'll put her picture up here. The one that's like, what's up, man? And her lashes are like really, really thick. That's what I feel like when I've tried these on. I don't think I've even worn them in a video. They looked that bad on me. But I know the people that have those kind of longer, more, just eyes that are more fitted to big old luscious lashes, you'd probably love these. They just didn't work for me, and I'm so sad. And these are expensive. Next product that blew me away was this Physicians Formula eyeshadow quad in Classic Nudes. It was these shimmers that blew me away. Now, they kick up a lot of like weird powder, but holy moly, they are really, really, really pretty shadows. To be honest, I don't feel like I've gotten tons of use out of this, just because I have so many palettes that have these same shades. But if you didn't, or you were just wanting something travel friendly, or you just needed a new quad, maybe you're not into big palettes, or maybe you're just starting your collection, whatever, really, really impressive. Now the mattes are really nice too. They blended really well. These colors go really well together. The mattes don't swatch as well as the shimmers. Those shimmers are crazy. But you'll see what I mean if you ever swatch these shimmers, that they're almost chunky, but not in a like glitter fallout chunky way, just more of a, you just want to make sure you're using a good primer with them because you might have a little fallout, but they're so almost creamy, like creamy shadows. So I was really, really impressed with this, and I was kind of prepared to not like it, and I really, really liked it. Well, I had a couple repurchases. So like the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination, I've got something on it. It's already so dirty. I use this every single day. I used it today. I pair it with foundations. I pair it with BB creams. It's got so much coverage, and yet it looks just a little bit glowy, but not shimmery, and it's my favorite powder foundation of all time. I really do use it every single day. I love it. So again, if I ran out of it again, I would buy it again. And another repurchase was my NYX Epic Ink Liquid Liner, my favorite liquid liner of all time. I used it today for like my mini wing. I use it every day. It's a brush tip, not a felt tip. And I used to be really into felt tips, but this one just changed the game for me. And when I first tried this, I was like, and I'm sold. It's super black, stays on all day, super inexpensive, doesn't dry out very quickly. It's amazing. But on that same NYX vein, this is the NYX Très Jolie liner in Very Black. I just felt like I would have to go over it a couple times and it would like skip certain areas. I'm like, and sometimes when a liner is a little bit more waxy, it does that, where, you know, you're trying to do a quick line, and if you're like me, you're freaking pulling because I just can't get it on otherwise, especially with this, because it just skips little areas. And so then I'm like, okay, trying to color it in, and finally it'll be colored in. And while I don't think that affects like the wear time and the look in the end, it is a little bit of trial and error when you're first using it. So I'm obviously going to continue to use it. I would use it up. Do I think I'll buy it again? Probably not. I like the Milani one better. I can link that below if you're just wanting, you know, again, an affordable option as well, but it's just better. But it's not terrible, just not my favorite eyeliner I've ever tried. And I have heard they maybe reformulated it, and that's why it's kind of weird. I don't know. All right, next was this Kumadori, I think is what it was, brush from Japanesque. It's pretty good. I've already cleaned it. It did a really good job. You know, like it didn't shed, it didn't dry weird. I was a little concerned though cleaning it because the handle's kind of like almost feels like a wicker kind of wrapped around it. And so I was like, is that going to dry all the way out? Like I hope it does. You know what I mean? I didn't want to ruin it. So that was kind of something to think about. So I don't know that I would buy a bunch from this line if they all have the same kind of handles, just because I'd be scared that they would get weird after a lot of washes. but it washed really, really well. I've used it for bronzer a little bit. I think I like it best for that. You could use it for blush. You could, it might be a little bit, be a little bit big for highlighter, but I did like it. It's soft. Is it the softest brush I've ever tried? No. But is it totally the same shape as that NARS brush that looks just like this? Yeah. So I feel like you'd get the same effect. Now this still wasn't super cheap. I still want to say it was around 20 bucks, but I like it. Do I think I would buy more from the line? I don't feel like I need to, you know? I feel like Real Techniques brushes are even better than that, and they're certainly, well, some of them are cheaper. Some of the Real Techniques brushes though are kind of getting up there. I'm like, you are defeating the purpose of your original mission. I'm saying that. I don't even know what their original mission was, but I feel like when I first heard of Real Techniques, I'm like, oh, it's other YouTubers and they're affordable, but now they've got like a more expensive line. I'm like, stop. Okay, so I had a Clinique lipstick. This is their Pop Matte Lip Color and 01 Blushing Pop. Very, very creamy. I like it. It's definitely matte, and yet it's somewhat comfortable, and that's why I was originally drawn to it. I've probably worn it maybe 4 or 5 times, and I like it. Do I have to reapply it after a while? Of course. It's still a lipstick. It's not like a crazy dry down liquid lip, but I would prefer, if I'm wanting a matte look, I think I'd prefer something like this than a liquid lip. Of course I'm saying that and I'm wearing a liquid lip with lip gloss on top, but anyway. I really did like this. Would I buy other shades? Sure, if they were on sale. Would I pay full price maybe for not? Maybe. I don't know, but I really did like the formula. And actually the lipstick, this is full size, but it's so like small. It's very petite, if you will. So my last few products were from Tarte. This was one, the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Primer. I've heard some people, this is a love-hate, very polarizing kind of a product. Some people absolutely adore this. They'll kind of press it into their nose. For me, I've tried it many different ways. I still can't get it to work. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up on it because A, this was way too expensive to give up on. But you know, the packaging, it's got frosted glass and a gold lid. I'm like, why is it so pretty? And by the way, if you haven't seen my video of products I bought purely because of the packaging and then my reviews on them, I'll link that video below. I had so much fun filming that. This totally could have been added to the list because I was like, I want it because of the packaging. But I want to continue to try it. If you know any tricks with this, ways you've used it that it really works for you, please let me know. I just felt like for me, like it would, my makeup never looked good on top of it. And I would only focus it where I kind of needed that pore filling, and it still just never sat right on it. But 2 amazing products from Tarte. I got another of their blushes, their 12-Hour Blush and Risque. This might be my favorite shade. It looks a lot, of course I'm not wearing it today, but it looks a lot like this when you wear it. This is not a blush that swatches super well. None of the Amazonian clay ones do. But they're very long wearing. They're just easy to apply if you get a shade that's great for your skin tone, and they have quite a range. I've owned a lot of these over the years, and I've decluttered a lot of them just because the shades just weren't right for me, and I didn't feel right keeping them if I wasn't using them. But Risque is like the perfect shade if you're near my skin tone. And then I also, for the first time, bought one of their Tarte Amazonian Clay highlighters. This one's in Stunner. I had given it hard pan because I had rubbed my finger right across it when I first bought it. So what I did is I just kind of grabbed some tweezers. I don't know if you can see that swatch. I grabbed some tweezers and kind of lightly scraped the top off. You could also use like a brow spoolie, is really good at getting that top layer off without getting rid of too much, because with tweezers you have to be very careful. So it worked, but it's already starting to get some more hard pan. So I'm like, man, it's just one of those products that drives me crazy, but it's so good. So it's like, fine, it's worth scraping off every time, but it still kind of makes me mad, but it's so good. I mean, obviously I'm using this with a brush, but even with the brush, I feel like it's starting to get hard pan randomly. I'm like, what? So it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This smells like vanilla, and I don't know why it smells like vanilla, but I freaking love it. So just, I was very impressed. Became one of my favorite highlighters very quickly. Also, the Stila Eyes Are the Window shadow palette in Soul. That's like the version of the palette. I have not used this very much. And I can't decide if it's, the quality is there. They're really, especially the shimmers. I think the shimmers are better than the mattes, but I just don't feel inspired by it. And I'm saddened by that because I feel like these are totally shadows that like old Jessie would have loved, because they're not warm toned. It took me a while to get into warm toned shadows. They're a little bit more cool toned, although there's certainly some warm tones in here. But the shimmers are so beautiful. Stila does shimmer shadows so well, but I just haven't reached for it. And it's because every time I open it, I'm like, yeah, like I just don't feel inspired. So I think it's a good palette. And if you look at these and you think, oh my gosh, those are totally up my alley, then you might love it because it's a great palette. I need to like force myself to use it more to fall in love with it because I just haven't fallen in love with it yet. Does that make sense? So those are all of the products from that haul. Oh, the only ones I didn't mention were the skincare products at the beginning, the Derma E ones, because I talked about those. I've already used most of those. I had already, start over Jess, I had already used most of those in the past anyway, and I already love them. So I didn't feel like it was worth bringing up again. And some of them I think I've already used up and they're like gone. I just like barreled through it. So I still love those products. I love Derma E products, but I didn't feel like I needed to talk about them again because I talked about them a lot in that video. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll subscribe if you did. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.